One of the things that makes you unique is that you are the author and the illustrator. So, writing the story and painting the story, I want to know what this is like for you. Is it all words until the words are completely done and then you move into sketching, or like what does your process look like?
So the story does have to come first. But at the same time, when I'm first like trying to come up with an idea for a story or it's coming to me, it often is visually. So I'll
Okay.
get an idea, like some kind
Mm,
of a picture in my head. And I'm like, oh, is there a story to go with this idea
okay.
that I have? So going back a little bit with Flora, for instance, that was very roundabout. I had this idea that I wanted to write a story about some musicians. And the reason I had an idea for that was because probably one of the very first drawings I ever did was a mouse that was conducting an orchestra, except it was just like a mouse standing at a music stand. I think my mom said I was probably about 3. The drawing does not exist anymore, but I was 3 and she was just like, what did you just draw? Because it was a mouse that was like holding a baton at a music stand and the perspective was there. And she was just like, okay.
All the rest
But
of our 3-year-olds like make smiley faces. We're like, look, they got 2 eyes and a nose on there.
right.
That's amazing.
So I've kind of gone back to that. I was like, that would be a fun character. So I've been trying to like force him into a story and he just wouldn't go there.
Okay.
And so then I was like, okay, well, maybe something about some musicians. And then I was like 1920s. I want to do something 1920s because of like the fashion. And I was playing around a little bit with like just doing a lot of drawings of animals in tuxedos and some of the guests in little flapper outfits and stuff. And I was thinking that they would have a vocalist and she was going to be a bobcat or something. I think her name was either going to be Nora or Flora. I don't quite remember. I think it was Nora. She wasn't
Okay.
quite working. And then I was looking at some of the other characters I'd drawn, and I'd drawn these 2 weasels or ferrets. I was just like, "She's so cute. Maybe could she be in the story somehow?" And somehow or other, then all of a sudden, Flora became Flora. Then it was about Flora from her perspective and her
Mm,
point of view, and that she didn't start out as this amazing. I mean, she was an amazing singer, but she wasn't like part of a band. It was
mhm.
about how did she become that?
So I love this because it makes sense to me because since illustrations are such a storytelling conduit, I guess, that it makes sense that it's sort of in tandem, like you're writing and you're sketching at the same
Mhm.
time, and then your sketching is impacting your writing, and then you're right. Yes, and then
Yeah.
of course before we got to the place where you were making final sketches, the story was pretty much nailed down at that point.